Sometimes you have your lucky days. We logged off in the C2 system because we did some combat sites the day before, so we all logged off in the system. And when we logged back on, we found a small fleet doing combat sites. We discovered that there's 4 of them and there's 3 of us. So we warp in at range and set up some bookmarks. We position ourselves a couple 100 kilometers away, so we can still keep eyes on what is going on in the combat site and still be able to warp on top of them when we start our engagement. When we set ourselves up, we start to make some choices. Because there's 4 of them and 3 of us, we can only warp disrupt and scramble 3 of the 4 targets. So we need to communicate which targets we want to prevent from warping off. This will likely result in 1 target getting away, but we're willing to accept this. So we want to aim for 3 of the 4 ships, the Drake, the Gnosis and the Omen, and completely ignore the Vexor. And we will stick to this plan no matter what. It is important that everybody knows exactly what the plan is, who everybody needs to target first, and who everybody needs to scram or disrupt. By setting these rules up before the fight starts, there won't be any confusion and we can focus our communication on other things during the fight, such as target switching, what targets need to be jammed at what time, and emergency warp outs. I mentioned jamming because we have somewhat of an unconventional fleet composition. One Stratios is fit with ECM, which will hopefully jam at least one of the targets and lock him out of the fight. ECM, or commonly known as electronic countermeasures, when active will prevent a target from locking another target, effectively making it useless, unless it's a drone ship. So if used correctly, ECM can be very effective. It's somewhat unconventional to use ECM on a Stratios, but it works wonderful. It isn't 100% because ECM works on a chance-based system, so each cycle has a chance to activate, and it doesn't always do that. More specialized ships, however, will be able to jam out targets completely. We have decided on what to do, and everybody is getting into position. My target will be the Drake. It is important that everybody decloaks at the same time, so that all of our chosen targets will not get the opportunity to warp out of the combat site and escape. When everybody is into position and maneuvered themselves at the exact range that they need to be to effectively warp scramble or disrupt their targets, we go over the target list one more time and then we're ready to make our move. It does help a lot that all the ships stay close to their mobile tractor unit, which made it easier for us to warp in on them. We've picked this exact moment because there's only 1 sleeper left and they're kinda distracted by salvaging the wrecks. So that means that they're doing multiple things at once, which is a perfect opportunity to drop in on them unannounced. Right from the start, I'm being called primary, and the Drake opens fire. During the fight, because I'm active tanked, I need to consider my cap and my reps. And because I'm primary, I'm probably also taking damage from the sleeper battleship that is still alive, I have to stay focused. And there's also the Vexor to consider, which still hasn't left the field. It's still probably thinking that it can make a difference. With an active armor tank, you have to consider that your repair amount applies after the cycle ends, which is completely different from shield, because shield applies before the cycle starts. So it is important that you do not panic when you see yourself receiving armor damage, because your reps need time to cycle. So after the cycle ends, your armor reppers will repair your ship. discovered that the Drake probably has a stronger tank, so we decide to take out another ship first. Possibly the Omen, because it already received armor damage, so it's already half dead.
A module has run out of charges.
The Omen dies first, but the Vexor has joined the fight. But we set up ground rules before the fight that we would ignore the Vexor completely. So that is what we intend to do and focus our efforts on the Drake and the Gnosis.
A module has run out of charges.
I'm feeling fairly confident about my tanking ability. At some point earlier in the fight, I was tanking 2 Tech 1 cruisers, 2 Tech 1 battle cruisers, and 1 sleeper battleship, so I'm pretty proud of that. There's only one point in the fight where I lost a little bit of focus, and then you can see my armor drop down really low, but with a few cycles from my revers, I'm already at 100% again. The only thing I have to manage here is my cap and my revs. And that is something I've done 100 times before. We now also managed to take out the Drake, and now only the Gnosis and the Vexor are left. The Vexor is already lining out, so he's preparing to warp out. In the end, this was a very well executed plan. Everybody did their part, no mistakes were made, and nobody got killed. So remember, if you prepare before a fight starts and discuss everybody's job, things will go a lot better and you can focus your communication on other things when you have to anticipate. This concludes the video. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you like my video, please rate, comment and subscribe to my channel. Fly safe, and I'll see you all next time.